You ever notice how no matter how hard you work, debt always feels like this heavy backpack you just can't drop? Like you're grinding day and night, but the weight never gets lighter. It follows you everywhere: work, gym, even when you're chilling with friends. For a lot of us, it's student loans, credit cards, car payments, rent going up every year. It's like a never-ending bill parade. You're making money, but it feels like it just slips right through your fingers. No matter how much you hustle, you can't catch a break. We grew up being told, go to school, get that degree, swipe the card, you'll figure it out later. But later shows up way faster than you think. And instead of freedom, you're chained to payments that never seem to end. And let's be real, the system isn't built to set you free. Banks and lenders make billions off keeping you hooked on interest. They don't win when you're debt-free, they win when you're stuck paying forever. If you just keep paying the minimum, man, you'll be trapped for decades. That's the scary truth nobody really tells you. And every year you wait, the hole gets deeper. And here's the worst part. Debt doesn't just drain your bank account, it drains your energy, your relationships, and your freedom. That stress follows you everywhere, making you feel stuck in jobs you don't even like. Debt steals years of your life if you don't fight back. What if I told you there's one simple rule that could cut years off your debt payoff and save you thousands of dollars without making more money? Hey, I'm John, and this is Cash Plan with John, where your journey to financial freedom starts here. If you're tired of debt running your life, hit that subscribe button and join a community of people taking control of their money. Quick disclaimer, I'm not your financial advisor. This is education only, so always do your own research. In this video, I'm going to break down the one debt-crushing rule, show you how it works with real numbers, and explain how it can change your life. Stick around, because by the end, you'll have a clear plan you can start using today. Alright guys, here's the deal. There's one simple rule that can flip your debt journey on its head. Attack the highest interest debt first. Always. Stop spreading your money thin across every bill. Instead, put all your firepower on the one debt that's bleeding you the most. Think of debt like a wildfire. Interest is the gasoline, and the highest interest debt is the one burning the hottest. Imagine this: you wipe out that credit card debt years earlier. Suddenly, the money that was bleeding you dry is now fuel for your freedom. Here's the trap most guys fall into: they pay off the smallest debt first just for the quick win. But that only keeps you stuck longer. Like Buffett said, don't save what's left after spending, flip it. Spend what's left after saving, and put it toward killing that high-interest debt first. Alright guys, let's get real. 10 grand on a credit card at 20% interest is a way bigger monster than the same 10 grand on student loans at 6%. One's like a money pit draining you fast, the other is still tough, but way slower. Here's the kicker: when you just pay the minimum on that credit card, the debt hangs around for years, sometimes decades. It's like running on a treadmill that never stops. Think of interest like water leaking from a bucket. Your credit card bucket leaks like crazy, while the student loan bucket drips slowly. Which one you gonna fix first? By attacking the high interest debt first, you save thousands of dollars that would have just gone up in smoke. That's money you can actually use for real life, like trips, investments, or starting a family. This one shift, focusing on the highest interest debt, literally cuts years off your timeline. Imagine hitting financial freedom way earlier than you thought. Albert Einstein once said, "Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world." You can either let it work against you or make it work for you. Once you wipe out your first debt, something crazy happens. You don't stop. You actually speed up. That same money now rolls into the next debt, and the momentum just builds bigger and bigger. Think of it like a video game. You level up every time you knock out a debt. Each one gives you more firepower to take on the next boss, and suddenly you're unstoppable. But if you spread your money across every debt, it's like trying to punch with no strength. You stay weak forever. That's why focus is everything. Here's the truth: momentum isn't just about money. It's about confidence. Every time you crush a debt, you feel stronger, and that confidence fuels the next win. Don't let yourself get too comfortable after one victory. It's not game over yet. The real win comes from staying consistent all the way through. Momentum works just like a snowball: small at first, then massive and unstoppable. That's how you crush debt faster and take back your freedom. Imagine opening your mailbox and not feeling that pit in your stomach anymore. No more panic when bills show up. You're finally in control, not your debt. Debt freedom means you can finally walk away from that job you hate. Picture yourself packing up, ready to chase something new. Whether it's a new city or your own hustle. Think about your relationships. No more late-night fights about money. Instead, imagine real peace when you talk about the future with your partner. When debt isn't eating your paycheck, your money finally works for you. Picture that cash going into investments and savings, not banks' pockets. Debt freedom is really about options. You get to choose how to live, where to go, and what dreams to chase because the money is finally yours. Like Chris Rock said, wealth isn't about stacks of cash, it's about having options. And debt freedom gives you those options faster than you think. Making only minimum payments feels safe, but it's actually like sinking in quicksand. You think you're moving forward, but in reality, you're stuck and slowly sinking deeper. Lifestyle creep hits when you start buying little upgrades just to feel good. But every new toy or night out is another chain keeping you tied to debt. We've been sold the lie that some debt is good, like car loans being normal. But the truth is, if it drains your paycheck every month, it's still a trap. Balance transfers or refinancing sound like smart moves, but without discipline. It's just moving the problem around. You're still carrying the same weight, just in a different backpack. The real mistake is confusing motion with progress. Just because you're busy making payments doesn't mean you're actually breaking free. Breaking these traps is the only way to move forward. Once you see them for what they are, you can finally start crushing debt for real. You know what's wild? Most of us spend money we don't even have, just to look good for people we don't even care about. Will Rogers called it out 100 years ago and it's still true today. We buy stuff to flex. But deep down it's just stress because the bill always shows up. That hit of dopamine fades way faster than the debt disappears. Thomas Jefferson once said, "Never spend your money before you have it." And man, that advice hits harder now than ever because swiping plastic feels easy. But the chains are invisible. Living on credit cards is like modern-day slavery, bro. You feel free in the moment, but you're actually locking yourself into years of paying someone else. Every swipe of the card is basically borrowing from your future self. And guess what? Future you is tired of paying for present you's quick thrills. But here's the good news: you can flip the script. You can be the one in control, not your debt. And when you take back control, freedom feels better than any quick purchase ever could. Step 1 is simple: write down every single debt you owe. Don't just list the balance, add the interest rate too. When you see it all laid out, it hits you different, like staring down the map before a big adventure. Step 2: make the minimum payment on all your debts. But throw every extra dollar at the one with the highest interest. Think of it like taking down the biggest boss first. It saves you the most pain in the long run. Step 3: set your payments on autopilot. When it's automatic, you never miss, and it keeps you consistent. It's like putting your progress on cruise control toward freedom. Step 4: cut just one small expense and throw it at your debt. Maybe it's skipping one takeout meal a week. That little shift adds fuel to your payoff fire. Step 5: celebrate your wins monthly. Not with more spending, but with recognition. Treat yourself with progress, not purchases, because that's real success. These 5 steps can change your entire money game. Start small, stay consistent, and your future self will thank you big time. The one rule is simple: always attack your highest interest debt first. Debt doesn't have to own you. You can own your future. If this video helped you, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone you know stuck in debt. Drop a comment below. What's the one debt you want to crush first? Let's talk about it. This is Cash Plan with John. Your journey to financial freedom starts here. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I'll see you in the next one. Stay smart, stay strong, and keep moving forward.